Double dipping. We all do it. The companies know that we all do it. So why are we still doing it? Let's talk about it today on the video. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. So yeah, this question was posed to me in a recent video comment by one of my subscribers. And it's to do with the Back to the Future 4K releases that are coming out, I believe sort of October time, I think it might be, for Back to the Future 2 and Back to the Future 3. So we're getting new steelbooks, outer cases, the bump inside, posters, art cards, memorabilia, all this sort of stuff. And yeah, one of my subscribers said to me, I'm considering buying these editions, but I'd like your opinion on it, about double dipping. And I thought, well, that's quite a good idea. You know, we could discuss this in the video. I think I may have covered it before, but yeah, I think it's something that we've all done. Possibly we all continue to do, but I don't know. I think as collectors, some of us now are kind of almost sort of saying, hang on a minute, how many times do we need an edition of a film? So yeah, I think we should discuss this a little bit in depth today. So let's get into it. Okay, so I have this edition of Back to the Future, the 35th anniversary edition, which is a fantastic edition. It contains the 4K films, and if I'll show you that, that's what you get. Okay, those steelbook designs that make up the DeLorean, I know a lot of people weren't keen on that. Me personally, I quite like it within this set. I think it does sort of appeal to the set. I can understand people liking the movie poster art, and I know that Zavi did do those, now out of print and go for sizable money online. But I'm guessing with these new 4K steelbooks, you know, they're probably going to go down in price because they have the Blu-rays. I do have the Blu-ray 25th anniversary edition, which was a steel tin. I don't have it to hand, but again, it contained a lot of sort of extras, which, to be honest, are contained in here, a lot of the stuff. There is a few different bits and pieces, but on the whole, largely it's the same. And I've noticed on sort of these new 4K editions, it's the same thing again. They're putting some extra bits and pieces in there, maybe a couple of extra sort of special features on the discs, which is quite nice. But is it really enough to warrant the cost of these editions? Now, I think the cheapest they're going for is £50. I think HMV is £52 each. So you're looking at a minimum of £150 for all three films. Now, don't get me wrong. If you've not already got this set or the standard 4Ks, which came out in the box set, then maybe it's something you might want to consider. But again, it all depends on what sort of thing you want out of the release. Do you just want the films in the best possible quality? Is that all you're interested in? Maybe you best just go for the sort of standard 4K set. But if you're wanting these extra bits and pieces, nice artwork, nice steelbooks, then, you know, I can understand people maybe wanting to sort of go for these. It's up to the individual. It's, you know, personal choice. I think I would be tempted by these if I didn't own this particular set. But for me, I'm kind of drawing a line under this one and thinking, no, I'm happy with this set. I've got the films in the best possible quality. I have the 25th anniversary steel tin, which has got a few little extra differences to this set. Yeah, I'm kind of just sort of thinking you know what, some of these extra bits, which with Back to the Future 2, there's a nice Jaws 19 poster. But you know what, I'm thinking maybe I can sort of source an image of that elsewhere, maybe a few other bits, for a lot cheaper cost. Why do I need to double dip or even triple dip on a film that I already have? I mean, some would say, well, you had the Blu-ray set, the 25th anniversary. Why did you need to get the 4K set? And yeah, there's a good argument for that. Personally, there were some extras on these 4K discs that weren't on the 25th anniversary discs, and you're getting the 4K quality, the improved picture, HDR. Don't know whether there's a Dolby Atmos. Is there Dolby Atmos on these? I can't quite remember. Doesn't say on here. But yeah, you know, I'm more than happy with this set. But like I say, it's up to the individual whether you really want to go for these new collector's editions. Personally, I think they're too expensive. I know Back to the Future is a renowned, you know, fantastic trilogy, but £50 a set to me just seems a bit rich, you know. But we've said this before, that, you know, the increasing cost of physical media, we've seen these kind of collector's sets going from about £35 up to 40, then 45, and now we're hitting the £50 barrier. It's inevitable. It can go higher, and I'm sure it will. I'm sure we'll see 55, 60, maybe 70 in the future. It all depends on whether people are prepared to pay this money, and even more if these do indeed sell out online. But we are finding increasingly now with a lot of these collector's sets, they're not selling out. Physical media is becoming more niche. The casual viewer that may have picked these up in the past is not really that fussed. They're happy to stream it or have the digital version. It's only the sort of people generally in the community, collectors, whether they're on social media, YouTube, Facebook, X, whatever, that are really interested in these sets. And the companies, they do know that you know, we'll often double, triple or quadruple dip. And I've done it. I've done it with certain films. The Matrix films, I've got several editions of this, but I'm kind of getting to the point now with collecting that A, space, and B, how many times can you just watch these films, and how many editions do you really need? Certainly when you find editions have got a lot of the same stuff in them, yeah, okay, maybe a steelbook design is a bit different, or there's a few extra things put in there, but you're not really buying it for the actual film, are you? You're buying it for the extras. And can you do that more independently? Can you get custom stuff done? Can you print images off yourself? You know, make your own postcards. You know, you can laminate stuff now. You can get laminators, this sort of a thing. Or there are the Etsy route where you can get magnets created, or stickers, steelbook stickers. Okay, they might not be sort of the same manufactured quality as an official release, but you've got to ask yourself questions. Is this really what I want to spend my money on? And it's all subjective. There's no right or wrong answer to it. This is just my personal opinion, and I do feel that yeah, some of these companies now, they know that they're appealing to the collectors, and you know, they want to get as much money out of physical media before maybe it stops. Who knows when that will be? Let's hope it continues for a good few years. But you know, ultimately a lot of these studios, they just want streaming. They're not really that interested in physical media. Certainly Disney, the likes of Disney. Warner Brothers, yeah, okay, they're still producing collector's editions, but a lot of their recent stuff getting a bit lazy with certain things. The artwork maybe not quite as good. They're not including booklets with information. Your boutique labels, certainly Arrow, they're knocking it out of the park at the moment. They're producing wonderful editions, booklets with about the restoration, about the cast, retrospectives. They're certainly doing it, but the mainstream studios, Paramount again, not too sure on them. For a little while they just chucking stickers or badges, which it's all stuff that really is just filler. Paramount certainly need to sort of look at their picture quality on some of their stuff, because yeah, it can be a bit hit and miss sometimes. Some stuff's brilliant and other stuff not so sure. Yeah, certainly the boutique stuff, they're really sort of knocking it out of the park. But I would say your mainstream studios, I don't know, I think they're kind of trying to be a bit of a cash grab. Universal generally have been pretty good over the years, and again, at least with these 40th anniversary sets, they are including some extra content on the discs. How much extra content that is yet to be known, I guess. Is it just a small feature, or is it just sort of archive stuff which they haven't included before, which again you would hope that on previous releases they would have given you everything. But again, I guess it's to try and get you to buy the film again. But yeah, for me, I'm happy with the 35th anniversary edition. I may get some of the little extra bits and pieces that are in those new sets, maybe get something printed off, or maybe get a sticker done, or possibly a magnet. I don't know yet, but yeah, things to think about. But yeah, I think I'm trying to steer away from double, triple or quadruple dipping. When you think about it, it's crazy to pick up the same format time and time again. I can understand through the years you've gone through the DVD format, then the Blu-ray format, and now the 4K format. Over those years they've produced wonderful editions, and I've collected those over the years. But I'm kind of getting to the stage now with these 4K sets, I'll buy a 4K set, I need to be happy with that. If they're going to re-release a new 4K set, then I've got to make the choice. Either I buy that one and I get rid of the previous one, or I just keep the previous one and I let the new edition go, which is what I'm doing with these Back to the Future releases. So that's my thoughts. Be interested to hear your thoughts down in the comments. What do you think of double dipping, triple dipping, quadruple dipping? Do you think these companies are sort of latching onto this now and just putting out stuff which they're just putting a little bit extra in there just to try and make it a puff piece, and they're putting up the prices? Do you think it's a bit of a rip-off? Are you happy with a previous edition? Does 4K really make that much difference to you? Are you just happy with the Blu-ray, or are you just happy with the DVD? I'd be interested to hear your thoughts down below. I'll leave up some links for some other videos that I do on the channel. If you're new here, why not consider subscribing? It's free to do so, no charge, and it really helps me out. Please give us a thumbs up as well. That really helps out the channel, tells YouTube that people are liking these videos, and yeah, it gets it out to more people for them to enjoy. Right guys, thanks ever so much for watching the video. See you next time.